Yeah, I mean this he was voiced by Jack Black, and then the Invisible Boy was also voiced by Jack Black, and yeah, the Invisible Boy. Let's yeah, I mean he's in there like a few scenes, but I guess it's the most fun he's had after escaping the captivity of from Jared's closet.
Yes, and you know, you'd hardly even know if he was in other scenes too, because he could have been in the whole movie.
Yeah,
You
he
know?
could have been. For all we know, he could have been in Hannah's room,
Yes.
just watching her like, yeah, like it's Norman Bates from Psycho.
That's right. Just checking out the scenery.
Or if I don't know, if I was him, I'd be going to that one Taylor chick. You know, I mean the one that's like, oh, I'm just gonna be that hot chick that seemed like that the loser character will not get, but then later probably will get.
Exactly. Yes, that's kind of a spoiler, but
Yeah, but you see it on the trailer pretty much.
yeah. Yeah, God knows if I was invisible, the incredible things that could be accomplished.
Exactly. I mean, we all wish we were like invisible, but then who could see us when we're crossing the street and the car's coming.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's definitely a mixed package. You would want to have it like an on-off switch to it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of monsters in this one, but most of them sadly were like in the background.
That's true. I mean, I feel like lots of movies like this get too much crap thrown at them for stuff like that, though, because, like, there's only so much time, unless you want to sit there for 8 hours and have them go into little intricate things and, in-depth interviews, like on The Office with all your favorite characters.
Yeah, and
then you're not
stupid
gonna
like
get that.
zoom
Just
ins.
be realistic.
Yeah, and like stupid like zoom ins that too many overrated, crappy sitcom shows have, like Modern Family. But
Yes.
also, anyway, I also would say that there's these aliens that came in. Tell me what Goosebumps story was. They came in and started freezing everybody, and I just couldn't help but like make ice puns from like Batman, Robin, like cool party. Let's kick some ice.
You know what made the dinosaurs go extinct?
The Ice Age. This is a much better movie than the one we're referencing right now.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this was an interesting one. I mean, I did enjoy it. I mean, it's a fun time. It's not one of those movies where it's going to be like scary, like it's going to be like a bunch of blood and gore like Green Inferno. But it's also not going to be like campy and stupid and facepalm inducing that a lot of these, movies kind of have a pitfall of. But they did a nice balance of it, I thought.
Yeah, in general, I think so. Except for the twerking comment by the mom, that literally gave me cancer. It was
Well, at least these kids have kind of a future because they didn't really laugh at that reference.
They did. They wanted her executed by the state, which showed sanity. But
Exactly. I guess none of these kids are on Twitter.
yeah, well, that's probably science fiction. But
But yeah, I would say that with Goosebumps, like there's not just supernatural creatures, also like science fiction creatures in here as well, like the giant praying mantis, which I thought was pretty cool.
I thought he was definitely like one of the highlights and definitely the strongest of all the.
Well, yeah,
Goosebumps things
yeah,
on
he looked
display. He
like
was just skewering the town. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah, it kind of looked like one of the monsters from like War of the Monsters. You know that one giant praying mantis from like War of the Monsters, and that if anyone remembers that game, that's pretty underrated.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, I mean, but also I would say that there were other ones like I like the Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I thought it was kind of funny seeing him in like the '90s kind of like shorts and those shoes and that.
I didn't recall him that well, and I was thinking they were going for a Teen Wolf idea or something.
Yeah, I mean, I thought when I saw him in those shorts and shoes, I thought he was like trying to audition for like the Space Jam sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was the werewolf was kind of mixed on at times. And then of course, when they're about to get attacked by the werewolf, they get saved by discount Rebel Wilson, but I mean, she's more tolerable than Rebel Wilson, I would say.
Are you talking about
Jillian
the dude?
Bell. Jillian Bell is
Oh,
her name.
Gotcha.
Wait, which dude?
Big teeth, Beaver Cleaver.
Ryan Lee is his name.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. He's Beaver McGee. I mean,
Yeah.
I meet this guy, I'm gonna keep my fingers away from his face because I
I keep
worry.
more in that way, but yeah, I did also thought. I mean, this movie was entertaining. Like the problems I had with it was, there weren't too many monsters. I mean, they didn't give as much time to the monsters. I actually thought this movie was pretty good in the beginning. I mean, a lot of funny dialogue scenes. I love the part where he said like, "Oh, you're pretty much like a second-rate Stephen King."
Yeah, that was a get wrecked moment. That was.
Oh yeah, speaking of, R.L. Stein's character in this movie has an alias known as Mr. Shivers. For those of you who might remember that Mr. Shivers was like the discount dollar store ripoff of Goosebumps back in the day.
And knew nothing about that. That is such a good thing to know going in. Um, I honestly think things like that are good things to hear from, reviewers or whatever before you even go into the movie. It's, a nice way to add to the experience is to, by the way, don't be confused about this, but in any case.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean also we got to see like R.L. Stein have a cameo in this one too. But it's funny that his last name is Mr. Black and Jack Black's character is R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
It's like they switched last names.
Yep.
So what would you give this movie, Steven?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I personally would give it, I think, somewhere in about a 76 to 78% out of 100.
It wasn't like the same rating you gave like the Green Inferno.
No, I don't think so. I think it was a little higher than that, but in any case, it's definitely slightly above okay material. It's definitely, I would say it was better than the Green Inferno that we saw in terms of, story structure.
And Fantastic Four.
Right. But it was, I mean, it still had some shortcomings that most kids' stuff does. But it handled it better. So I'm definitely going to give it more of a thumbs up than I would a lot of other child crap that is thrown out there. Despicable Me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's one of those movies where adults can enjoy it because they grew up as kids reading these books. They're probably adults now, and they probably had like pretty much a nostalgic kind of blast watching this movie. And kids are just gonna love it. Like there are actually some kids behind us, enjoying this movie a lot. They're like laughing so hard. They're having the time of their life.
They were roaring at the slapstick parts. Like you saw in the trailer when they were fighting the lawn gnomes, and there's a couple parts with the Invisible Boy where he starts beating the crap out of some people. And they were just, losing control of their bodily functions. It was it was great and disturbing at the same time. But
Yeah. Personally, I thought this movie was pretty good. Generally, I did think this movie did have good nostalgic value. It did do justice to source material. It definitely could have been worse. And it could have been slightly better at the same time. I just wish they had more monsters in it and maybe some cliches. Like I said, the comic relief that has to act like a dork a lot of times, and the dead parent cliche. But I did enjoy pretty much a lot of the characters. I thought Slappy was awesome as being like the main leader of the group, and that I thought that was pretty cool. And also I thought the movie itself was just entertaining. It was nice that, I mean, how often do you see horror movies like this come out, or like kind of scary movies, kind of like horror themed movies come out around October anymore?
yeah, that's very true.
That's not stupid Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, it's what's paranormal is the fact that franchise is still going and hasn't been off to the chopping block yet.
Yeah, it's just what money can do to keep a franchise alive.
Yes. How long can we prostitute this out until the people finally stop being brain dead sheeple and move on to something else?
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, the movie is pretty good. I don't think I would put him like my top 5 of the year, but it's generally pretty good. I did enjoy this one. So overall, I would give Goosebumps 3 stars out of 4.
Yeah, that's a little higher than I would give it, but I can understand that. I guess like if I were doing a star scale like that, mine would be kind of like 2.5.
I can understand.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, this was a fun movie in that, but I mean, there was like a lot of like a kind of funny story was the beginning. You know how there's like a bunch of stupid like commercial stuff or trivia thing. There's this one thing like what to do around the holidays and that, and the guys made a relevant that the some apparently it's like oh so he's pretty much like telling a story like some people. And he said, so let's say your relative Tyler buys this one thing, you know, big house and like all successful in that.
yeah,
And I just felt, I don't know. I mean, I know it's not me. There's other people called Tyler, but I just felt kind of like he was kind of personally flipping me off.
yeah. What was it? It was like, so your uncle Tyler, blah blah blah. Like, you know, they portrayed him as this, you know, all-knowing, self-righteous prick, and
That's
it's
that.
like,
Well,
wow.
I don't know. Maybe this guy's like a hipster douchebag who hates people who are actually successful, and he's just some loser hanging out in some kind of like one room apartment where the train passes by every 15 minutes.
There's probably a ton of truth to that. I mean, the picture didn't reflect that, but maybe he just threw that on for the one good Facebook picture and then, you know, took it off and was crying and stuff like
Just
that.
eating his ramen noodles and using like this, you know, tears as like the water to microwave it.
Yep.
We got really off track. Okay.
No, I think we're on point.
No, but the review.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so this is Tyler from End Critter Reviews,
And Stephen Lawson from Stephen Lawson Studios.
and we just hope they enjoyed this unscripted video. We hope to make more in the future, either with just by myself or with some friends of mine. So enjoy, and viewer beware, you're in for a scare.